In today's evolving real estate landscape, California stands at an economic crossroads. As remote work reshapes our living preferences and the fabric of our communities evolves, several iconic cities in the state face the real possibility of a significant housing market downturn by 2025. If you're into amazing content like this, hit that subscribe button right now. It's totally free. In the next few minutes, we will explore the data-driven insights behind forecasted declines in home prices for the top 10 cities, unravel the economic and social factors influencing these trends, and guide you through expert analysis to help you navigate these uncertain times. California's housing market has always been a topic of intense scrutiny and debate among homebuyers, investors, and policymakers alike. The current forecast indicates that many cities, once hubs of relentless demand and booming property values, now seem to be approaching a challenging phase marked by declining home prices. At the heart of this analysis are several key indicators: escalating living costs, the rise of remote work, permanently shifting demand patterns, and fluctuating economic growth. These factors combine to paint a picture of a market that, while historically robust, now teeters on the edge of a notable correction. Let us begin with San Francisco, a city whose iconic skyline and innovative spirit have long epitomized California's economic strength. However, recent projections suggest that San Francisco MSA could see a 3.5% decline in home prices by 2025. This drop can be attributed largely to the persistently high cost of living and a significant shift in work habits. As companies continue to embrace remote work, the allure of San Francisco's premium living and high-priced market diminishes. The city's historic pricing power, once bolstered by dense urban demand, now faces stiff competition from more affordable, less congested alternatives. This shift calls for new strategies for both existing homeowners and prospective buyers as they reevaluate the long-term prospects of living in one of America's most renowned urban centers. Moving north to Sacramento, the state capital is experiencing its own set of challenges. Forecasted to witness a 1.5% decrease in home prices, Sacramento's market reflects increasing pressures from a surge in housing supply and ongoing affordability challenges. This trend, while not as dramatic as in San Francisco, signals a measurable shift in investor sentiment and buyer behavior. With more properties coming onto the market and a demographic that is increasingly price-sensitive, the traditional upward trajectory of home prices in Sacramento may stall or even reverse. Experts advise caution, suggesting that current conditions require both buyers and sellers to adapt to a rapidly changing economic landscape. Heading to Santa Rosa in Northern California, we encounter a market anticipated to confront a 2.8% drop in home prices. The factors behind this decline are closely tied to both affordability issues and limited job growth in the region. While Santa Rosa has enjoyed periods of stability, its reliance on a narrow economic base means that any contraction in employment opportunities can quickly ripple through the housing market. This contraction is expected to diminish investor confidence and compel both homeowners and real estate professionals to rethink their strategies and long-term expectations. As industries evolve, the city faces a pivotal moment where its historical resilience is put to the test. In Chico, forecasts predict a more pronounced decline, with home prices expected to fall by 3.6%. Chico's market volatility is driven primarily by an environment where steep living costs serve as a deterrent for both potential buyers and renters. Over the years, the high entry barrier into housing has left many prospective homeowners on the sidelines, stifling demand and prompting market correction. This scenario underscores a broader trend observed in secondary markets across California. When affordability is compromised, even cities with traditionally strong community ties and local vibrancy can experience a downturn. The unfolding dynamic in Chico serves as a microcosm of wider economic challenges. highlighting the need for recalibration in market practices and buyer approaches. Next, we address the situation in Eureka, where the forecasts point to a significant 4.7% decline in home prices. Eureka's economic landscape is weighed down by stagnant job opportunities and escalating living expenses, factors that have a direct impact on property values. With limited economic diversification and persistent challenges in attracting new industries, Eureka faces a market environment ripe for correction. Loving the video so far? Give it a thumbs up and subscribe. It helps more than you know. The steep downtrend in home prices not only reflects current economic hardships, but also signals a potential inflection point where renewed policy attention and investment in job creation could be critical for future recovery. For many residents and investors, Eureka's future remains uncertain, urging a closer examination of how local economies survive and adapt in times of fiscal strain. In contrast, Stockton's forecast reveals a more modest projected decrease of 1% in home prices. Stockton finds itself in a delicate balance as its economic recovery process slows and housing demand wanes. The city's journey has been marked by challenges in revitalizing its core economic sectors, and although a minor decline might suggest stability relative to more steeply affected regions, it also hints at underlying vulnerabilities. Analysts note that even a small percentage drop in a recovering economy can exert long-lasting effects on consumer confidence and market dynamics. For those with investments tied to Stockton's market, these subtle shifts underscore the importance of remaining vigilant and responsive to emerging trends as the city strives for economic equilibrium. Turning our attention to Modesto, forecasts indicate a marginal decline of 0.3% in home prices. At a glance, Modesto's slow contraction might seem negligible, yet it represents a critical signal in a larger narrative. The city's situation stems from a confluence of high prices and persistent inventory shortages that together lead to a market squeeze, where demand outstrips supply until affordability begins to wane. Over time, even a slight downturn can lead to broader shifts in market sentiment, influencing future buying behaviors and economic planning. Modesto serves as a reminder that even markets showing minimal changes are not immune to the broader economic currents shaping California's housing arena. Moving to Napa, the renowned wine country faces anticipated property value pressures with a projected 2% decline. Despite its global reputation and scenic allure, Napa is not insulated from the economic realities of market saturation and rising costs. As more properties come under market scrutiny, the traditional luxury associated with Napa real estate may become less pronounced. The gradual erosion of home values, attributed to a combination of oversupply and a challenging cost environment, further emphasizes the broader implications of market corrections, stretching even into areas once considered to be insulated by prestige and exclusivity. In Oxnard, the data forecasts a small yet noteworthy decline of 0.1% in home prices. This prediction reflects a market setting in which high living costs play a substantial role, exerting downward pressure on demand and hindering robust growth. While on the surface Oxnard's change may seem modest, it carries an important message. Even cities with otherwise stable or mildly declining markets can harbor underlying economic challenges that require careful monitoring. As local economies struggle to keep pace with soaring expenses, the nuanced shifts in home values become a crucial indicator for long-term market health and investor strategy. Finally, we arrive at Los Angeles, arguably the most celebrated city in California. In an interesting twist, projections for the Los Angeles MSA show a slight increase of 1.5% in home prices. However, it is essential to view this statistic in the broader context of market trends in the state. Los Angeles continues to draw significant interest due to its dense population and persistent demand for housing, reflecting both a cultural and economic magnetism that buffers against larger declines. Yet, even a modest increase in a market where previous years have witnessed dramatic growth may be interpreted as a relative correction, signaling caution and realignment rather than robust expansion. Los Angeles stands as a reminder that even in cities where demand remains high, market forces and external pressures can exert subtle yet impactful changes on property values. Throughout this detailed exploration, one theme remains clear. California's housing market is confronting a deep-seated transformation. Historical pricing trends are giving way to new economic paradigms, and the data indicates that the days of unchecked growth may be behind us. For homebuyers and investors, this means that careful consideration of the changing market dynamics is more crucial than ever. As the forecasted declines in cities like San Francisco, Santa Rosa, Chico, and Eureka remind us, factors such as remote work, high living costs, job market stagnation, and inventory shortages are interwoven into the fabric of today's real estate environment. This analysis underscores the importance of not viewing these projections in isolation, but rather as part of a comprehensive economic narrative. For instance, while San Francisco battles the rapid evolution of work habits and high costs, Stockton's slower decline might offer subtle opportunities for those willing to look beyond headline statistics. In Napa, where reputation and economic pressures intersect, investors and homebuyers alike must weigh the allure of legacy against the practical demands of a shifting market. As we conclude this detailed examination of California's top 10 cities facing potential home price declines by 2025, the overarching message is one of informed preparedness. The evolving market conditions call for a strategic, well-informed approach where both data interpretation and expert insight play vital roles. Homebuyers, investors, and market enthusiasts are encouraged to continuously monitor economic indicators, understand local nuances, and engage with professionals who can offer tailored advice. Only through a comprehensive understanding of these trends can one make decisions that safeguard financial investments and leverage the opportunities presented by a transforming market. In closing, while the prospect of declining home prices might generate concern, it also opens up avenues for reevaluation and strategic planning. The narrative we have explored today, built upon robust data and expert analysis, is intended to guide you through these evolving conditions with clarity and assurance. Stay informed and consult with real estate professionals to navigate these evolving market conditions effectively. Each city presents its own unique set of challenges and opportunities. Want more videos like this? Watch the next one here. And don't forget to subscribe for weekly uploads.